which happens with
people.
other wild
like you said
people.
with bears. I mean, they're all different.
And you've got all of this stuff, and they're all wrong.
And it's been wrong since.
I can understand
for
if the town,
hundreds of years.
Yeah, I can understand if the town drunk came up and he was like, "You're not going to believe what I saw." It's, okay, shut up.
Okay,
Bill.
Otis.
Yeah,
hey.
go lay down. But when it's hundreds of years, multiple accounts, every
cultural
single
anecdotes that
Yeah, I mean, how can you say that? Oh, that doesn't exist. I think that's a little arrogant.
That's why I kind of lean towards maybe it's like a dimensional being, because nothing. I mean, they've found hair samples and stuff that haven't been able to be identified.
Well, but you've
never found a body or anything like that.
Okay, now bears, when they die, you don't. Very rarely do you find remains of bears. So that's not an unknown thing.
And bears are big.
Yeah, and bears are big.
What happens to them? The bears eat them?
They evaporate.
No, they don't. I'm sure they don't disintegrate off
No,
they're biodegradable.
Well, they get some. I'm sure some of them get ate by scavengers, whatever. Okay. But they also, I think, don't they go off to die? They know.
I mean, some do, but I mean, even after the large predators eat, or scavengers or whatever, rodents drag bones off and gnaw on them. I mean, it's when you've got places that aren't normally
and the thing
people aren't normally
if Amber goes hiking out in the woods and disappears, Chris is gonna be like, damn, she's been gone about a week. I wonder what happened to her.
He might.
Bob the bear doesn't have anybody he can go report to. So
I haven't seen Jim Bob in a while.
But yeah, I mean, it permeates all these different cultures, and you talked about they found the hair samples. Okay, a lot of those I've seen come back when they test the DNA, come back as human
or primate.
Well, guess what?
I've seen a lot.
Well, guess what? Whatever this is, it's probably pretty damn well related to us, or
it comes back a lot of times. They come primates. Back unknown primate or human-ish, and that I mean, it's going to be, because my theory is it's probably like some link between Neanderthals, something like that, like a throwback. It's obviously a genetic offshoot. I mean, think about how close we are to just
chimpanzees,
great apes.
Yeah.
To be fair, don't we share like 98% of our DNA with bananas?
No.
Yeah, we do.
Did you read that on Facebook?
No, I didn't read it on fucking Facebook.
Where'd you read it?
Wikipedia.
Because that's. I'm going to go on a limb.
Look it up.
All right.
Facebook says.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a little off topic, but when you said hiking, it reminded me that guy in Colorado who killed the mountain lion.
Yeah, it was a kitten.
Yeah, it was a kitten.
23 pounds.
Yeah.
I was like, that's two of our house cats. Really?
Yeah, it was a really pissed off
but it's a mountain
kitten.
lion. Yeah, I mean,
But still.
Yeah, but Rusty tore your ass up when you were trying to give him a nail clipping. So,
but yeah, I don't think that guy's quite as badass as I thought he was before.
Okay. To be fair, though, he still fought off a mountain lion.
He did.
He fought off a kitten.
What kind of kitten?
Kitten.
What kind?
A wild kitten.
Okay.
Mountain lion. Let's hear it.
Every human shares 99% of his or her DNA with every other person. Furthermore, human DNA is very similar to that of other species. We share most of our genes, which make up DNA, with fellow primates such as chimpanzees and other mammals, even as mice. We even have genes in common with the banana. I don't...
Common.
Yeah, we're not 50%. 90% banana. I think maybe that was... I think there is, but I do see.
So I do see a little bit wrong.
Yeah, I do see a very compelling Facebook quiz. What percent banana are you?
Chris, did you take that quiz?
No.
I'm 90% banana, and I'm proud of it. God damn it! Don't judge me.
He's embarrassed.
I don't even like you guys.
He should be. I'm embarrassed to be here.
I would have swore up and down it was more than that.
But yeah, I mean, there's been evidence that has been ignored or discarded or whatever. You know, there's a Jeff Meldrum is a professor
He's
at one
my
of
Facebook friend.
Yeah, mine too. At one of the universities, Utah or somewhere out there, he actually has done scientific study on footprints. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you know, this guy has been in that field for decades. He knows what he's talking about. And he agrees that he doesn't know what it is, but there is some sort of, you know,
that seems like
unknown.
that profession would get boring real quick.
Well, I mean, he's a what?
Yeah,
oh
like,
God,
well,
what
that
do
is
you
a
call
big
it?
foot.
No, what do you call it? He's a.
Are you talking about cryptozoology or primatologist? Which?
He's not a primatologist. What is it? I can't think of the name of it. No, it's a legit science. He is
I have
actually
the
a
power
professor.
to find out.
Jeff Meldrum. Just
I know his
probably
name. I think he's a cryptozoologist, but
It's not cryptozoologist.
I'm sorry. You can't even say it, so you don't know.
Shut the hell up.
I bet he's a bananaologist.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to go in the annals with the can't read. I can't type. I keep typing Heffrey. Meldrum.
I saw somebody was studying a footprint, and it was like, you know, the lines and stuff you have on your hands.
Yeah, and
He is
they
a
were looking
professor of anatomy and anthropology. Thank you very damn much.
bananaology.
and they were looking at
At Idaho.
footprints, how the lines on the feet are, and they were looking at these
And like how
prints
the
that they
anatomy
had.
under the feet, you know, the bones would have to bend to make those lines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Really
there's a lot.
compelling.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, and I mean, you know, especially in the hoaxes, most of your hoaxers aren't going to get things like the anatomy of how the foot bends and the tendons and the, you know, to make the print.
Jeff Meldrum. I mean, I've seen him look at it and be like, "That's a fake." I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
you know,
mean,
it doesn't have any of the
the
characteristics.
definitions and the in the ridges, and it's, you know, there is a lot of science to it, and he's really an interesting guy. I follow him and another Bigfoot hunter that is probably less scientifically sound, but
Is it Ross?
yes. No, there's Todd Standing. He's gotten some really
Yeah, in the Pacific Northwest.
yeah, he's gotten some really neat
He
videos.
is some, yeah,
But
wow.
they,
I don't know.
there's a big community that swears that they're robotics. I mean, I don't know.
Like animatronic
Yeah,
heads or something.
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
it seems
number
like a lot.
number one, there have been you're not going to tell me that a report from the 1800s was a damn
No.
animatronic
These are
thing.
contemporary videos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like in the last 4 or 5 years.
yeah. And I mean, I've seen them. They're
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, but they're almost too good for me.
But you know, but at the same time, I mean, the equipment we have nowadays, if you can be in the right spot, you should be able to get a very, very good picture, video, whatever.
Unless you're using a bank security camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. Actually, though, Simmons. Apparently, you need to start banking at Simmons because the recent,
saw that
the recent
picture.
probably it looks like what do they call them? Glamour shots.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like,
I showed him a picture. I'm like, a bank actually got a good photo.
They got the good shit.
That's probably because they saw these other photos. They're like, not today. Get the new system.
but I will tell you this. I wish, you know, you had mentioned that I was involved in the Ivoryville.
No, you mentioned that.
Research.
Toot. That was him tooting his horn.
Okay, I'm done with you.
Come on.
We've derailed. I'm sorry.
I'm done. Hell with her.
Come on. Ivoryville
I love
research.
you. I support you. Go.
No, you don't. You're an asshole. Anyway.
Both can be true.
Yeah, I'm the asshole that loves you. I know what you're saying. I'm gonna say, and it's good. You did go for it, big guy.
Yes, tell us.
Quit looking.
I'm going to beat you tonight.
Sweet Jesus.
Promise.
Oh, Lord. Tell us. Come on.
Anyway. I mean, I had a sighting and literally was not out there looking for this thing. Was out doing my own thing. Sat there and watched it from 30 yards for 6, 7, 8 minutes. There's no doubt in my mind that's what it was.
Wow.
Now, at the time, I had a flip phone, so yeah, the camera was out of the question. So,
You wouldn't have been able to see
but
anything.
had I had a camera with me at that point, it would have been undeniable. I mean, I was close enough for long enough that. So
And
I
you
mean,
didn't even know at that point. You weren't looking
for it.
You didn't even
No.
know to be looking for it.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, there's fakes, but I think some of the stuff out there is pretty telling. I mean,
Definitely. I want to go on a squatching adventure. Like, I totally do. I mean, we do the ghost hunting. Let's go squatching.
No.
What? What the?
he's scared.
Why does everybody look at me when I...
Because you're the weak link.
You're the
You're the
one
weak
that's
link.
always afraid of snakes and afraid to go out in the woods.
No, I'm not afraid of snakes in and of themselves. I'm afraid of getting bit by one that's poisonous.
You are the weakest link.
We will push
Goodbye.
you down and run if anything happens.
No, it'll be my decrepit, hobbling ass. I mean,
Yeah,
even Chris will
yeah,
get away.
no, you just keep this in mind. I don't need to outrun the bear. I just got to outrun one of y'all.
It'd be me. Bigfoot would have his way with me because I'd be like, whoops,
There's
my
a
hip
movie. There's a
dislocated.
movie about that. It's not pretty.
My hip would dislocate. I'd be down, man down. Y'all'd be back to civilization before I could get there.
Okay,
All
you know
right.
what? I can deal with a ghost. What happens if Bigfoot actually came up on you?
I think he rapes you. I mean, there's a whole genre subset. I mean, hopefully, like we go, I got some beef jerky. I mean, I don't know, but I'd like to be in that situation. I mean,
Really?
Yeah,
That seems like a fun time to you.
yeah. I mean, I love like the unknown. I've always been fascinated with that. I mean, now I might like massively poop my pants if he showed up, or I might try to pet him. It could go either way. I could be like, here, boy, come here.
I got you some Scooby snacks.
You know, I mean,
Chris has bananas.
he brought his cousin banana.
All right,
I think eventually we'll get. I think the proof will show up.
So who's going
Eventually.
squatching with me?
God,
All
right, let's
I
go.
guess I am.
Drag Chris along.
As bait.
We'll just have bananas
Drag
and jerky
Chris
around
along
him.
as bait.
He's got a pretty mouth.
God, I hate all of you. All right, we got to wrap this episode up. So, for the final thought, I would just like to leave the listeners with this: don't try to pet Sasquatch.
Peace.
I would totally try to pet Sasquatch.